amigos, to friendly Mexico, to the land of fiestas, they're everywhere you go.
You are not the first to pass this way, nor shall you be the last.
Well, Mr. Twain, what do you think of our America now?
I think the Founding Fathers never dreamed of an America like this.
WDW Radio, your information station.
Hello, my friend, and welcome to the WDW Radio Show, your Walt Disney World information station. I'm your host, Lou Mongello, and this is show number 493, and I'm here once again not only to help you have the best possible vacation experience, but I also want to bring you a little bit of Disney magic every week, not just with the podcast, but with videos, live broadcasts on Facebook every Wednesday night, my books, audio tours, special events, and more. You can find everything over at WDWRadio.com. So from its beginnings as the Empress Lily, the paddle wheel steamship docked on the shores of Lake Buena Vista in Disney Springs has been a unique dining destination. Recently, it reopened after a long refurbishment as Paddlefish, and this week, I invite you to join me at the table as we sample the menu from stem to stern, from appetizers like tableside lobster guacamole, let that sink in, to desserts with candied bacon and almost everything in between. I'll then have the answer to our last Walt Disney World trivia question of the week and pose a new challenge for your chance to win a Disney prize package. Then stay tuned to the end of the show as I'll have a special offer just for you, some information about upcoming events, a few announcements, your voicemails, and more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of the WDW Radio Show. On May 1st, 1977, the landscape of Walt Disney World literally changed with the addition of a unique restaurant and dining experience. Back in Lake Buena Vista Village, which would eventually become Pleasure Island and now Disney Springs, the Empress Lily, christened by Lillian Disney herself, opened along the waterways in an area that was originally once dedicated, was planned to be a New Orleans-themed hotel. But this restaurant changed names, it changed themes, but one thing has remained the same. It has always afforded some of the most unique and wonderful views of the waterside dining experiences anywhere in Walt Disney World. It has recently reopened as Paddlefish, and we're here. After sampling it a couple of times on a few grand opening events, I am here for my first time with you, sitting right next to me, for our first live dining review. My menu is in front of me. I'm super excited, but I'm also joined around the table once again, not just by you, my extended family, but my immediate family as well. So I'd like to welcome back Deanna.
How you doing?
And Marion.
Hi.
Back once again, Nicholas Mongello.
I'm ready to paddle that fish into my mouth.
He is clearly, you are without a doubt, my son. So this is obviously your first time here as well. You sort of peeked your head in when I was here for a media event. Obviously very jealous of the fact that I was dining and you guys weren't, but I know we have been excited to try this for the very first time. And clearly they knew that I was going to come here hungry because our server, Lewis, a fellow Lewis, is here to go over a little bit of the menu with us. I want to capture every little bit of it because I haven't even started to dig through it. But even just going like from the very first item down, I'm already excited.
Absolutely. Welcome. My name is Lewis. Just going to talk a little bit about the menu for you, okay? As far as appetizers go, a couple that I like to recommend. First one is our lobster corn dogs. We do 5 1-ounce skewers of Slipper Rock lobster tail that we just toss in a flour and a seasoned cornmeal. Then we'll flash fry them till they're golden brown and serve them with a sweet chili aioli dipping sauce.
I came here for the media event, and I may or may not have had 11 of them that night.
All right.
And I'm proud of it. I'm totally okay with it.
Excellent. Another one I like to recommend is more for the family. It's our tableside lobster guacamole. We actually prepare it right here in front of you, and it's customizable. You can let us know if you'd like it mild, medium, or spicy. You know, how much salt, pepper, lime juice, cilantro, tomato you'd like in it. We'll mix it right here. We can make it creamy or chunky. And we serve it with corn tortilla chips that are tossed in a delicious seasoning called tajin. Highly recommended. Definitely enough for everyone to get a good taste. As far as entrees go, a couple personal favorites that I have. The fish and chips. We toss Atlantic flounder in an IPA beer batter. Highly recommended. Scallops as well. We do dry packed scallops from New Bedford, Massachusetts. And what we do is we pan sear them in a brown butter, and we'll sit them on top of a cauliflower puree with crispy fried Brussels sprouts in between. For the crab and lobster, I just want to touch on that a little bit. Everything in the box at the top is simply steamed. The portion size is going to be the same for all three. No matter what you're choosing, it's going to be £1.25 pound. And then market price for king crab and the Maine lobster, which is a whole Maine lobster, is $65. For the snow, it's $37. Then at the bottom of the menu, we have a couple more options. For the seafood boil, which we make downstairs, highly recommend that as well. What it is we have 2 giant kettles, and inside of them holds a broth of water, white wine, Old Bay seasoning, bay leaves, and lemon. Everything for the boils is cooked together. We actually wrap it all together in a net and drop it down into the broth. And then they're all served with corn on the cob, red skin potatoes, and cornbread as well. For the sides, I'll mention they are family-style portions, so definitely meant to share. For the kids' menu, our kids' fish today is going to be salmon. But any questions, please let me know. And then if we flip on the reverse side of the menu, we do have our cocktails. I'll quickly touch on a couple. If you were looking for something, easy drinking, simple, we have our Captain Handsome. It's Boyd and Blair vodka, a French raspberry liqueur, and fresh raspberries shaken together. A new one that we have, very fantastic, is the Mayan Empress. It's similar to a Hurricane. We do Kirk and Sweeney rum, Giffard passion fruit liqueur, fresh squeezed lemon. Highly recommend that as well. For wines, if you were looking for something sweet, we have a delicious Moscato from Italy called La Spinetta. But then again, if you were looking for that classic Chardonnay, we have Textbook out of Napa Valley. Any questions on that, just let me know as well. We definitely have a huge selection by the bottle and glass as well, okay? As far as water goes, do we have a preference? Do we prefer tap water or bottled water?
Tap school.
Tap school, okay. And then any questions?
All right, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I'll be right back. Grab water for you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Any questions at the moment?
No.
Not yet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, it's, as he was going through it, I just noticed the smiles on everybody's faces.
Wait. Can I just tell you?
We can tell. I know you're hungry.
He had me at guacamole.
Well,
That sounds amazing.
like we were all sort of nodding, like stop talking, just start. You can just start bringing it out now, without a doubt. And I had the tableside lobster guacamole and the lobster corn dogs when I was here for a preview event. I wasn't kidding when I said I had 11, and nobody was going to the lobster guacamole. I just felt like it was all there just for me. We love fresh guacamole. The fact that it's made fresh is awesome. Just so you know, that comes in at let me see. It serves 4, so it's 30. So when you hear a price of $36, remember that it serves 4. So to make the anticipation for the meal even better, Chef Steven actually came over to our tables and already started telling us about some of his favorites, although he was interrupted multiple times by Deanna, who said, no, it's the lobster guacamole. It's the lobster corn dogs. But Chef, there are, and to be clear, I think a lot of people hear Paddlefish, they think it's only a seafood restaurant. There are a number of items from the land as well. What are some of your personal favorites or ones that you recommend?
Well, I grew up in New England, in Massachusetts, and moved here about 20 years ago, so I'm partial to some of the things that come from the New England area. On our lunch menu, we've got a terrific Maine lobster roll, that people from Maine would be happy to eat. It's hard to find in Florida. We've also got what I think is the best sandwich in Orlando, which is the fried Ipswich clam roll.
Wait a minute, Chef, best sandwich in Orlando. Like, I'm hearing the gauntlet being. I have to come back now for lunch. I'm so excited.
But yeah, it's an Ipswich clam that's flash fried, beautifully rich and crispy. That we do in a split top New England roll. It's a classic New England item. If you're from New England, you know what it is. If you're not, it's something that you should learn about. Also, the New England boil is terrific. We've got Maine lobster that we do with mussels and little neck clams and some chorizo that's made in the town of Fall River, which is where I grew up.
Yeah, there are so many different items on the menu. And look, the only reason why I bring my family is so I can order 3 to 4 different things and just have somebody to share with.
Absolutely, you got to try some different things, and certainly the lobster corn dog we were talking about a little while ago is one of our most popular appetizers. The tableside lobster guacamole is a big win. It's a terrific interactive experience. We do it tableside and finish the classic guacamole with Maine lobster that's poached in our seafood boil.
Gosh, I mean, I was just quickly counting. There's probably 15, 17 different starters and chilled and raw seafood opportunities, as well as, I mean, you can almost come in here with a group of friends and just order 5, 6, 7 appetizers and just split and share amongst yourselves and probably still have a full meal just out of those.
Absolutely. The starters are a lot of fun. And in fact, we were talking about the rooftop deck. It's a terrific place to go if you just want to have a cocktail and maybe a few light bites. It's a great place to sit, see the sunset, and have a nice little bite to eat. You mentioned chilled seafood. We have fresh oysters every day. We've also got a seafood tower that's got king crab, tuna poke, crab ceviche.
Really had me a tuna poke. So.
Okay, great. The chilled seafood items are a lot of fun and a great way to have a few different items, as you said.
Excellent. We're going to do as much damage in one sitting as we can, Chef, and try and get a nice, well-rounded balance of some of the different items on the menu. So we're super hungry and we're super excited to dig in.
Great. It's a pleasure to have you in the house, and as you mentioned, it's not just about seafood. We've got a terrific pork chop and applesauce dish, which is a nice comfort item. If you're not a fan of seafood, we've also got a beautiful prime New York strip and a filet mignon. So it's not just seafood. We've got something for everybody.
Excellent. We are super excited. Chef, thank you so much for coming by. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
So much.
Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you very much.
I'll be back to check on you in a little bit.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Wow.
Exciting.
Okay. So, all right. Now I'm really excited.
Yeah.
But I'm more confused than I was before because it's a single page menu, and I'll put pictures of the menu up on the show notes at WDWradio.com. But it is extensive. I wasn't kidding when I said there's about 16 or 17 just different appetizer items. Obviously, we've already talked about the tableside lobster guacamole. We've got to do the lobster corn dogs. But there's also crab cakes, beef skewers, mussels in a curry broth with cilantro and grilled bread, charred octopus, calamari, crab fries, bacon and egg, fried green tomatoes, ahi poke, shrimp cocktail, crab ceviche, the tower, market fresh oysters, and then clam chowder and conch chowder. Why don't we place an order for appetizers now?
We'll do all the appetizers.
All the appetizers?
All the appetizers and all the raw stuff.
The first thing you need to go get is a job.
Yeah.
Just give us the whole menu. It all looks so good. You just need to give us it all.
It does look good. All right. So
let's not hold Lewis up here and let him know what.
Lewis, what she means by that is I'm really hungry and we need to order something fast. So I think we have to do tableside guacamole without a doubt. I am going to eat all the lobster corn dogs, but I will tell you how good they are.
Lovely.
Do you want to get? What do you think? Do you want to do crab fries? Crab fries?
Yeah.
What do you think, Lewis? Crab fries?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you dig it. All right.
Or the mussels.
You love you like to dip the bread in the mussels. If we get 4 appetizers, that's a lot.
Yeah, this will definitely. No one's going to leave hungry for sure.
All right. Why don't we just? We haven't even. All right. Why don't we start with those 3 and then see how we do from there?
Okay, lobster guacamole, lobster corn dogs, and crab fries.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'll get those working right away. Anything else at the moment?
Do you guys want anything to drink? Do you want any sort of...
So I saw on the back there was a non-alcoholic
Nicholas,
specialty.
did you hear what your mother just did? What? When I pulled the microphone away, she goes, Louis, we'll also have the crab ceviche. Like, you're telling him, like, I'm not going to find out when it comes to the table. All right, so Nicholas, what did you say? On the back, they have non-alcoholic drinks?
They have one non-alcoholic drink. Everything else is alcoholic. So you guys can deal with the whole rest of the menu.
So do you have any, in terms of non-alcoholic drinks, do you have anything
We have,
on it?
we can do a Shirley Temple. We have apple juice, orange juice.
Shirley Temple, please.
Nicholas, I think you should get the Captain Handsome. I mean, it's named after you. Why wouldn't it? It's Boyd and Bear vodka, fresh raspberries. God, I can't see anymore. Framboise and thyme. Oh, that sounds nice. It's $16. Mary, what would you like? Water? Mrs. Handsome? I'm also just going to stick with water and lemon. Thank you.
I'll get that and appetizer started for you. Okay?
Excellent. Thank you.
So I just want to add, there is a wonderful kids menu that they have here. My kids, as you know, love to eat, and they love to try new things. But their appetizers, they do have a nice offering. They have a kid salad, they have a fruit cup, and a cup of soup. And the entrees are a little bit different than what you're probably used to at some of these, Disney Springs restaurants. They have filet skewers, which Nicholas, with mashed potatoes and green beans, which looks delicious. A grilled chicken, chicken fingers, shrimp pasta, a hot dog, a burger, snow crab, and they also have a fish of the day. So it's really amazing, and I love how they have these wonderful, fresh, clean things for your kids to eat, which is so important, I think, today's day and age.
And I'm happy that you did that, because they brought out fresh, warm bread. I don't know what sort of little magic is in that butter. It's like a sweet... What is it?
I think it's brown sugar.
Honey.
It's like listen, don't get sucked in by all the bread. Actually, you know what? Eat all the bread you want, because that'll be more of the regular food for me.
More corn dogs for us.
Exactly. All right, let's sort of talk about some of the other items that are on the menu. From the port, on the seafood side, they have scallops in a brown butter cauliflower puree, crispy Brussels sprouts, and bacon. I've had
Brussels sprouts.
those are so. We might have to get scallops. They have a beer-battered fish and chips, a salmon with spring vegetables and couscous, a swordfish with mussels, coconut milk, crab broth, tomatoes, peppers, and ginger. That sounds really nice, too. Swordfish, when it's cooked right, is so good. Striped bass.
They have a wonderful jambalaya.
I'm getting there. Slow down. I'm getting there. Man, you're hungry. We have a mahi-mahi with a macadamia nut crust, red curry crab fried... Oh, my gosh. Red curry crab fried rice. Catfish, shrimp and grits, linguine and clams, which you know is a favorite of mine, jambalaya, and cioppino, which is shrimp, little neck clams, mussels, octopus, seasonal fish, and crab in a tomato broth. They all all the entrees run between about 25 to a high of about 35. The macadamia comes in at about 38. So, guys, as you're looking through the entrees, what are some of the things, what's the one thing that really sort of jumps out to you?
The jambalaya looks very, very good.
Attaboy, that's perfect.
So I loved how the chef explained the scallops and how they were prepared. And they're on a cauliflower puree, which I think is going to be delicious. And I can't wait to try those crispy Brussels sprouts. They're one of my favorite things, especially if they're prepared correctly. When they get that wonderful sear on the outside and they're crunchy. I know, I am hungry. The other thing I wanted to bring attention to is the shrimp and grits. I mean, that sounds lovely too. It's almost probably a little bit on the spicier side, but it looks delicious.
Okay, so I have my eye on the boils, the seafood boils, because I love like all the different types of seafood. You can actually build your own, but you can also do one of the specialty boils, which is like already kind of like made for you. But yeah, it looks absolutely delicious. And you can. So there's the cracker, which is Cedar Key little necks, mussels, Gulf of Mexico shrimp, and I'm trying not to butcher this. Chorico.
Not chorizo, it's chorizo.
Chorico. and that's $45. But then there's the Low Country Boil, which is snow crab, Gulf of Mexico shrimp, and chorizo. I have no idea what that is. And it's $49. The New England is Maine lobster, little necks, mussels, and chorizo, which is $67. And the Alaska is Dutch Harbor King and Queen crab legs, which is $70. And then south of the border is peel and eat shrimp and tahine, which is $26. And then you can build your own with the king and queen crab, clams and mussels, or the Gulf shrimp, or lobster.
So, which of the one entrees do you think that you want? You want to do a boil? You're going to eat all by?
I mean, really? You think I'm the only one that's going to be eating this? Wow.
So I wonder, do we need to get 4? I mean, it sounds like so much food.
No,
we can do jambalaya.
This is lunch tomorrow.
So let's do the scallops. Let's do the jambalaya, right? Nicholas, you want to do jambalaya?
Yeah.
Awesome. And
one more thing I have to add about this menu is it's only on one page, but it's so big, and they have all this different stuff. They have octopus. They have all different types of fish.
But wait a minute, and we're not even done yet, because listen to the sides, and they say to share. I think to share is optional. Crispy Brussels sprouts, asparagus, edamame smoked bacon succotash.
Done.
You guys don't even know the thuffer and the thuckatash, but because you're too young for that. So I'm pronouncing it wrong. Mac choix? I assume it's some sort of version of mac and cheese, although they have a mac and cheese as well. Blistered green beans with ginger, skin-on fries, sweet potato fries, and red bliss fries. Red bliss potatoes. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do scallops. No, wait. We're going to do scallops, jambalaya, a boil, and we'll get a couple of sides. And I think that will be way more than enough.
I'm all in. I'm going to paddle this fish right in the...
I wish we were doing this live, because I would almost invite somebody to come in, because there's no way we're going to finish all this food. Although, we're hungry. We're all kind of hungry, so...
Tomorrow, this is going to taste so good.
And they also have salads and stuff, too, but let's not waste our time on the salad side. They have a green salad, a Caesar salad, and a wheat berry salad. I mean, there's a lot... I mean, look, we love, obviously, picking and sharing. I think one night I want to come here, maybe with you, my friend, a listener, get a group of us to come here late one night, sit upstairs, sit outside, share a few starters, and share some of the chilled and raw seafood, because that is just the way I enjoy doing this. Look, we have a beautiful window side view of the water, and that's one thing I want to touch on, too. In terms of location, we'll go upstairs, we'll go outside, but this has... Obviously, it hasn't changed its location, but the feel of this restaurant is so different from what the Empress Lily was. It was designed as a sort of turn-of-the-century paddle wheel steamer. Originally there was the working paddle wheel at the back of the boat. They took it away. They brought the paddle wheel back. But it's 3 decks, and if you go back, and I'll link in the show notes, I did a full history of the Empress Lily. This was the location of the very first character meal ever in Walt Disney World. There was a character breakfast here, but there was 3 decks. There was an Empress deck, I think there was the captain's deck, and there was a number of different rooms. But you see here, they have really sort of gutted it, and it has a much cleaner, much more modern, upscale feel. But it's not cold. It's still very comfortable. There's a variety of different rooms, which I think all have a little bit of a slightly different atmosphere. So if you go towards the front of the ship, you can go and stand or sit outside. There's a beautiful, the views here are spectacular. You can go, there's a bar behind us, a little bit more casual in there. There's a private dining room if you want to have a private event. But there's, so many different locations on the 3 decks, as well as being able to just go sit outside. You came and you saw me when I was here at the event. They have comfortable chairs, they have popcorn lights, and they have live music. And I think this is one of the locations that really does so well in terms of taking advantage of the space and the views in 360 degrees. But that being said, it's all about the food, glorious food, and Louis, my friend, we think we have it down. We think we know what we're ready to do.
Absolutely.
And you can tell us.
These are just plates here for the guacamole.
Awesome, thank you. Oh, I almost forgot about the guacamole.
I'm so excited. So excited.
I was just saying, I think one thing that, you can come here as a family or a group of friends and do and just get a bunch of starters and a bunch of appetizers to split, but we have to. We've got to.
If you did want to do that, perfect place. Get an awesome view. It's the third deck. It's almost, like a relaxing, almost like a vacation away from home. Have a nice cocktail, sip, see over the water, see a nice... It's almost always a beautiful sunset as long as the weather holds up.
And I was saying, you're one of the locations that really takes advantage of full 360 degrees views, whether you're overlooking Disney Springs, whether you're overlooking the water. It's gorgeous upstairs. We'll take a walk upstairs when we're done. But in terms of entrees, I think this is how we're going to tackle it. And you can let me know what you think. We're going to have the scallops, please. A jambalaya. Marion, which was the boil that you wanted to do?
The low country.
A low country boil?
Absolutely.
And then we're also... Can you tell us the difference between the mac and cheese and the mac schwa? Yeah. I knew I pronounced it wrong.
Absolutely. Mac choux is just... it's completely different. It's just a Louisiana side dish of slow-simmered corn, cream, peppers, and onions. It's almost like a cream corn, but, it's not... Visually, it doesn't look like cream corn, but that's what it's most comparable to.
All right, so in terms of your favorite sides, I was thinking Brussels sprouts and which better, the bacon succotash or the skin-on fries? Sorry. Blistered green beans or succotash?
I prefer the succotash.
All right, we'll do a succotash and a Brussels sprouts, please. And an order of stretchy pants.
And you're going to have to pull the chair and eat with us.
Yeah, we're going to need to. Excellent. We're excited.
Yes. I just want to double check. We have the scallops, jambalaya, low country boil, the edamame succotash, and the Brussels sprouts.
Yes. Excellent. Oh, Lord. and probably a doggy bag and a moo for me to wear on the way home. A man moo. A moo man.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Would you like me to take these out of the way?
Perfect. Yes, thank you.
And we say all the time, as locals, and hopefully if you're listening, maybe you are going to be a soon-to-be local, all the cool kids are doing it. Disney Springs, really for us, is almost like the fifth park. Yeah. We really come here as locals more than we go to the theme parks, especially like in the summer when it's hot and it's crowded. And I think one of the things that Disney Springs affords us is a place to just get together with family and friends. There's so many different variety of places that we love to go eat. And I think, look, Paddlefish reminds me a lot of places like the Boathouse, where you can go inside, you can have as fancy or a formal of a meal as you like, but you can also go outside, sit by the water, grab some friends, have, whether it's a cocktail or appetizers, and share it. And I think that's one of the things that's really helping to finally make this area, when it was Pleasure Island, it really didn't know what its identity is. I think it really has sort of found its feel and its footprint.
I really like coming here, especially with my friends, because sometimes, they don't have a Disney pass, but they kind of want the Disney experience. Or even if they don't, they kind of just want to walk around and shop and go to a restaurant. I think this is the perfect place to go on a weekend or after school. We come here so often, it's almost like we live here. And I'm not ashamed of it. I love it.
So, Nicholas, I'm going to hear your opinion, because I think what that's a testament to is that this is a place that kids want to come and hang out, which when it was Pleasure Island, it really wasn't like that as much.
I think it's a lot more of a family-friendly experience, and a lot of the restaurants are so good, and that you, like Marion said, it could be as fancy as a meal as you want, or as casual of a meal as you want. You can come here and have a full-fledged meal, or just go bring some friends, get some appetizers, walk around, and go shop.
So Hector just came over with his marble top trolley and his giant mortar and pestle, creating the fresh avocado, the lobster guacamole tableside, where he gives you the option to put in however much or little you want of some of the different sort of accoutrements. So Hector, what again are the options that you can put into the guacamole?
We have jalapenos, diced red tomatoes, cilantro, salt, and red onions.
Excellent. It looks, first of all, it looks beautiful. It's huge. We really are going to need some additional friends to come into. All right, Mary says no, we won't. I'll post a little quick video I did of him making. Oh my! All right, wait a minute. We have to take a picture. Hector, that's.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I want to say it's so beautiful. I almost don't want to eat it, but that's a lie. Because I really want to eat it.
So Louis, chef.
So I see Hector. Hector has taken good care of you with lobster guacamoles on the table. We got a little crab ceviche. The crab fries are a great item to fry. That's a great item to share. It's a terrific choice for the table. And of course, you can't go wrong with the lobster corn dogs.
And look, we eat with our eyes first. I mean, the presentation is beautiful. That is a huge portion of lobster guacamole and a mound of fries. I mean, we can almost. This is almost a meal in and of itself, but nothing will go to waste. So
I hope you enjoy it all.
Thank you so much, Chef. Really appreciate it. Nicholas, you've already started digging into what my favorite thing was when I came here was the lobster corn dogs.
It is so good, and the crunchiness gives it the right amount of texture, and the lobster inside is so tender.
That's the important thing, right? Is lobster.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's a really good lobster. It's a New England lobster,
and it's not a heavy fry, too, right? It's not like it's greasy. Like you can even see when you picked it up off the napkin, there's not a lot of grease or anything underneath.
It's not even that much of like a thick, greasy, crispy crust. It's a very light fried crust, but the inside lobster is so tender and buttery and flavorful.
And there's a remoulade with it, right?
Yeah.
You don't even need to dip it
There's
in
a
the remoulade.
sauce. Yeah, you don't even need the sauce. And there's a grilled lemon and like some slaw. There's only one more, and we've kind of devoured these. Might need to get some more of these.
Do you see why I had 11 of these? I mean, they were walking around with them. I just felt bad for. Right, she's eating so much.
I just had to go back to these. They're so good. The texture is so perfect. The combination of the crunch with the lobster.
The texture is so lightly fried that it's not oily or greasy at all or offensive. And
there's not the fry is very thin. And the other thing too, and hopefully it'll come through in the photos, they're huge. I mean, the skewers are probably 7-8 inches long, and probably 5 inches of it is covered in lobster. I mean, they're big, meaty pieces of lobster. It's not like you're getting like just little slivers. I mean, that right there could almost be an entree. That's how much you get in it. Do you see why I haven't had 11? Don't judge.
So I'd like to move on, though, to the crab ceviche.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to that.
Oh, it is so delicious. It is so light, and it has this perfect amount of lime, and it comes with, you don't even need to eat it with the chips. It is so good and light and refreshing. So and there's such a big portion here, everyone will be able to have some.
Oh. So I didn't have that last time I was here. You're right. There's a giant boat full, and I'll post photos of all these in the show notes. You're right. You almost don't need to have it with the chip.
No.
You just eat it off the fork.
Mm-hmm.
What I love about ceviche, and to use that word refreshing again, is that exactly it's what it is. There's nothing heavy about it at all because it's actually the marinade in the juices is what sort of cooks it, but it's a cold dish. If you've never had ceviche before, that is phenomenal.
This crab is fully cooked. The crab is fully cooked. So this ceviche is a little bit different than the normal.
Right, but it cooks in the juices. That's actually how the ceviche is made.
It is so light and refreshing. This will be perfect, like for a lunch, like a very light lunch in like the middle of the day when the sun is beating down on you.
Sitting upstairs outside with that.
That could be an entree. That is so good.
Wait a minute. I can't believe that there's still a lobster corn dog left. Are you one of you going to eat that? Because if not,
You know, dare I say, I might like it better than the corn dog. It is so
wow.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. There's a corn dog down. Nicholas, that's all you. That corn dog has your name. No.
We already had 2.
So wait a minute. You guys, the ceviche is almost gone.
Crab ceviche is delicious.
If you guys don't want the corn dog, I'm going for it.
Let's go right to such good and delicious. One word.
Guacamole.
And 3 syllables. Guac-a-mole.
That's actually 4 syllables.
Yeah, but that's okay. It is so good. The lobster adds such a nice touch to it that I would never even think about putting lobster in it.
I love the fact that you guys are distracted and gave me the last lobster corn dog because that is so good. So tell me about the guacamole.
The guacamole is so good. The lobster goes in it perfectly. And all the lime and the cilantro, everything goes together.
And they give you a basket of house-made red, yellow, and blue tortilla chips. And again, to be clear, every little bit of the guacamole has some lobster in it. You're not digging through this bowl to try and find lobster.
I'm just going to refill the water.
And the chips actually have this like seasoning or something on them. It's almost like a chili lime. It's very, very good. I really, really like it. It's delicious.
To the crab ceviche, because I have to say, it is so delicious and light. That with the guacamole, and you can call it a day for me. So good. It was perfect, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. I agree. We haven't even touched the crab fries yet.
I have. Oh,
you have?
don't
They're
worry.
good?
I have. They are
Okay.
delicious. I think they have some sort of sauce. I'm not sure if it's the same that we got with the lobster, but whatever it is, it's delicious. It looks like it's
like a marmalade.
Yeah, it has some chives on top, or like some green onions. It has, I think it is that same sauce, the same sauce that came with the lobster, with a healthy amount of crab on top, like perfect amount. Every fry you can get something.
I would say there's a generous heaping portion of lump crab meat, so every single person that's digging in there is getting some crab on their fries, and it almost might not sound like the two go together, but it's there's the saltiness and the sweetness together of the remoulade sauce. The fries that's really, see now this right here, this could be my meal.
Yes, me too.
I could do all this because look at how much lobster guac. Look at all the lobster in the lobster guacamole.
Look at all this ceviche.
Like, this is phenomenal. So, all right, even though we're still eating, which of these was your favorite?
The guac, by far. I love the guac. It was so good. The lobster complemented the texture of the guac perfectly.
It's really funny when we have guacamole and chips at home, and Nicholas will go, where's the lobster? You know, when we get it from Publix, it doesn't actually have the lobster in it. Marion, what was your favorite?
I do have to say the guac and the ceviche might have to be tied because I'm a big fruits and veggie fan. So whatever you want to call it, a fruit, a vegetable, it has fairly nice sized cherry tomatoes in there, and it just gives it such a fresh feeling and such a fresh taste. It also comes with lime in case you want more lime on top, but it is so good. Excuse me. It's so good. And the guacamole, you'd be surprised how much lobster is in there and how much they give you to share. Like if you're one of those people that scoops all that guacamole, I know you, I am you, then this is for you because you can have it serves 4 and we eat a lot and we're not done with it. So yeah, you get a lot.
Yeah, I'd have to say, do I dare say the ceviche? I mean, it is a close tie for me, but it is so delicious, and the portion is heaping that It teeters between both the guacamole and the ceviche for me.
So I was convinced. I was like, wait till these guys try the lobster corn dog. They're going to want to just order them over and over again. You almost forgot how good it was because of the other stuff that... Look, we almost... don't forget the crab fries, too. But I think if I had to put them... Man, in order... I do love those lobster corn dogs. But I will tell you, the lobster guac is probably the best guacamole that I've had. And they can heat it up. They can spice it up as much or as little as you want. We went very mild.
They actually, when the cart comes over, he shows you all of the different add-ins that you can have, and you can tell him, no, I would like some more of that, or no, I won't want any of that. And you can make it more spicy with the jalapeno, or you can do none at all. I have a very low tolerance for spice, so. But if you like spicy, then this could be perfect because you have a lot of spice and a lot of flavor.
So wait a minute. Take a second and have a couple of those crab fries and tell me those are not phenomenal.
They're really good. They're so good. And the crab, you may think, oh, crab and fries? How does that go together?
It's like nice. It's comfort food, isn't it?
Yeah. It's so good. It rests in your belly so good, and then it'll make you feel good after.
The other thing, too, is that delicious remoulade they put on it. It just adds enough seasoning to it.
And if you got all the same ones that we did, you'll have extra to put on the next one. So the remoulade comes with a lobster corn dog. If you don't dip it in, you pour more over the crab fries. The ceviche comes with more chips because let's be real here. You don't need a chip for this ceviche, and you definitely will need a chip, or just use the ladle that they give you for the guacamole. So you'll have extra chips. And then, everything just goes full circle. You have extra of everything for each thing. There you go.
And we should be clear, and I'll post in photos, the portion sizes are large. Sometimes you get concerned, especially things at a certain price point. The only thing that we finished was the lobster corn dogs, thank you, Lou Mangello, and you guys devoured the ceviche. There's still a ton of guacamole left, and there's a massive portion. Yeah, and I've been... You know what? I might move the fries up a little bit.
What?
Yeah, well, you know me. I love French fries.
I would honestly put them
I might go guac... Oh, you put them above corn dog? Oh.
Don't get me wrong, the corn dogs are delicious, but all these...
I know, but it's lobster on a stick, and it's fried. Would I possibly... I might... Guac, corn dog, crab fries, ceviche.
No.
I know, I'm so confused. I can't decide. I love you all equally. Like my children, I love you all equally.
Ceviche and guac are tied. Then I'd say crab fries. Then, dare I say the corn dog?
No. That's just crazy talk. That's just crazy. You're caught up in the moment. But one final thought, Nicholas, because I need to keep eating.
So my list would be guac, crab fries, corn dogs, and then ceviche.
Let me try the guac again, just to be sure.
It's almost like I don't want to stop eating.
Yep, I'm sure. These are delicious.
Oh, and the chips, they're nice and salty too.
Sort of chili lime seasoning on them, or is that just me? I think that they do. Maybe those don't. Maybe these ones just do. I don't know.
But they're wonderful, and the thickness is just right, so you can sort of dig it in and scoop up a lot, and it doesn't break the chip. So we all agree lobster guacamole is first.
Okay, it doesn't break the chip unless you're like me and you do it so that there's a 1-to-3 ratio, 1 being the chip, 3 being the guac.
Out of the way, kiddo. All right, we're going to keep digging in on this, and then don't forget, we still have appetizers to devour. I'm sorry, we still have entrees to do. And then I guess we're going to have to probably save a little bit of room for desserts. Because I've had the desserts here, and I know you guys are sweet eaters.
A little? No. We need to save, a lot.
Had an opportunity to taste yet, have you?
Not yet.
Okay, well, it looks like you've got the seared sea scallops. Got a beautiful golden sear on them. We're serving that up with some crispy Brussels sprouts and a nice, luxurious cauliflower puree. You've got the jambalaya with some smoked sausage, shrimp, and chicken in there. A little crawfish tail. The crispy Brussels sprouts with slab bacon and Parmesan, and you got something from the seafood boil, some beautiful snow crab, corn from the Plant City Farmers Market, some nice red potatoes, and some cornbread there. And I hope everything looks terrific to you. I haven't had a chance.
Chef, it smells phenomenal. Like, the presentation is beautiful, but I can smell this. I'm sitting right in front of the scallops and the Brussels sprouts, and it's beautiful to look at, but it smells incredible.
Well, great, and also I'm glad you chose something from the seafood boil. It's a new element to the kitchen here at Paddlefish. We've got 2 60-gallon kettles that we fire up every day with some Old Bay seasoning, lemon, garlic, sea salt, some bay leaf, and you get some nice aromatic component into everything that we put into that seafood boil. So it looks like everything is steaming hot for you here and ready to go. So I'll let you take a bite before it cools off.
Thanks so much, Chef. Really appreciate you coming over. So as he was talking, I mean, I was smiling because, again, you could just smell how aromatic everything is. The presentation is gorgeous, and again, too, the portion sizes, Marion, that boil is monstrous. So there's a giant crab in there. There's potatoes.
Oh my gosh! Wait till you taste that cauliflower puree. Is decadent.
Believe it or not, the scallops.
The scallops, the way they're presented, it's beautiful. They come on this long flat plate over a bed of the cauliflower puree with the Brussels sprouts. I'm so excited to dig in.
And scallops, again, is the one thing that really needs to be cooked just the right way.
Wait until you taste that.
So I put my fork into it, and it literally melts apart.
Oh my gosh, it cooked perfectly. So good, like butter.
It's buttery.
Hey guys, do you hear that? It's the sound of the angels singing of that boil. The cornbread,
it's delicious.
The cornbread is amazing with a little bit of the broth if you dip it.
Look at these Brussels sprouts, and when you hear that it was served with bacon, it's not served with just little, bacon bits. Oh, look at that! Look at that nice little sear and crispness on it. The shaved.
The shaved Parmesan Reggiano is nice, thick pieces of Parmesan right over the top. Delicious.
Guys, you love Brussels sprouts. Man, you eat them like they're candy. They're sweet, but they have that nice char on the outside. You get a little bit of the bacon and the shaved, the sharpness of the Parmesan. I have to get back to the scallops. These are excellent. How you guys doing on that crab over there?
Oh my gosh! Look at this. It is so tender and.
Wait a minute. Bring that piece of crab over here. A little bit closer. Let me just get up close.
No, not happen. But there's definitely some to share. Definitely.
And it's simmering in that broth as well, too, right?
Oh my gosh, it's delicious.
We haven't even touched the jambalaya yet. These scallops are phenomenal. These scallops are excellent.
They give you half of a crab, a whole half of a crab, and it's.
You have like 30 potatoes in there. The scallops are out of sight, man.
Out of sight, and even the succotash.
Oh, I haven't even tried the succotash yet.
I mean, delicious. Perfect.
And the clarified butter is normally not presented with our seafood boil, but I know personally I gotta have butter with my crab, so I just brought some out for you.
Awesome, Louis. Thank you so much.
Butter, Mary. Butter?
You almost don't need it. Like, I'm going back to the scallops again. You put them in your mouth, and they literally melt in your mouth that you almost don't have to chew it. You guys want to try a scallop?
I'm eating crab right now.
That's fine, because there's not going to be any scallops left.
No?
Sorry, please let me know if there's anything else I can
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you so much.
But the crab too comes with it comes with Brussels sprouts too. So
No, the scallops. Yeah.
I'm sorry, the scallops come with the Brussels sprouts.
Please.
I know kind of like the main event in the boil is the crab, but the corn and the potatoes, and they give you 2 nice pieces of cornbread and half of like a sausage,
Wow,
and
look
some
at that.
shrimp in there too.
Oh my God! Look at the shrimp.
It amazing, delicious.
So I didn't even see you have 1, 2, 3, 4 large shrimp, a gigantic piece of sausage. If somebody can cut me a piece of that sausage, I would love to try that.
Yeah.
But while you're doing that, that's just so I can distract you from the jambalaya. So the jambalaya comes in a cast iron skillet. You can see the pieces of seafood. Nicholas, hold on. I'll put some in your dish for you.
I don't think I can go on. I don't think I can stop talking about this crab. It is some of the most tender, buttery crab I've ever had. Dad, I'll give you a piece. Hold on.
It's cooked to perfection. That's why, too.
It's cooked.
One more little tip. It comes with 2 pieces of amazing cornbread. When you dip it in that broth, it's the perfect combination of salty and sweet. It's an epic flavor festival.
Oh, and that crab is, speaking of sweet, that crab is very tender, very sweet. It's not called chorizo, but it's like a chorizo, that Portuguese sausage in there. You can see when you cut it open, that red color. It's got some spice and some heat to it. It looks like it's similar to what is in what looks like about 9 pounds of jambalaya. I love New Orleans food.
So, I'm still eating the Brussels sprouts over here because when they're charred perfectly, they have this caramelization on them. It's so good. The jambalaya.
Try the jambalaya. It has just enough of a heat to give it. Nicholas, you like a little bit of heat? Try the jambalaya.
I am, and that is so good. The rice and the shrimp and the sausage, it's perfect.
And again, there's a lot of. It's not all filler in rice. There's a lot of sausage. There's a lot of shrimp. I mean, there's whole shrimp in here, crawfish.
Shrimp, big pieces.
But that has just enough of a little bit of a kick to it to give it a nice extension of flavor. And then that sausage, right, Nick, has a little bit of spice to it as well.
I love that you guys are going on and on about all this other food, so I can eat all.
We're distracted from your crab.
Hey, my crab too. Hey, take off the
Look, they're
heart.
fighting over the crab.
You need to put your whole hand on it.
To be clear, again, like that jambalaya, that's not for one person.
No way.
There's no way. I mean,
2, maybe 3 people.
you can get a couple people.
Easy.
We did a very smart thing, not getting. We could have even have done without the additional side dishes too, because there's so much. I know, but I'm going to eat this last piece of scallop.
Yeah.
Marion, Nicholas, you guys don't want a piece of scallop?
I could swim in the broth that is right.
Yeah.
The scallop's going once, going twice.
That scallop is so good.
You guys are all missing out.
That is it's sweet, buttery, and literally I just put it in my mouth and didn't chew, and it just sort of melted and fell apart.
And you're so right. They have to be cooked perfectly, and they are cooked absolutely perfectly.
This crab is
Because you worry sometimes when you see a larger scallop
That it's not
that
going
it's not going to be.
It's going to be.
It's going to be.
sandy.
Well, not that it's going to be sweet or sandy, but that it's going to be chewy.
Yeah.
Because it's not cooked right. I think the scallop might be my favorite.
The scallop's my favorite.
want to have this crab heart?
Scallop and the Brussels sprouts.
Scallop and the Brussels sprouts. I'm in with Big Daddy.
And I'm going to be eating that jambalaya for like the next week.
Yep.
For tomorrow's lunch. Or with Netflix tonight.
So you could easily share this boil with another 1 or 2 people, right?
It's insane.
I think the boil is for 2.
Yeah.
I think the jambalaya is easily for 2. The scallops is for 1. And the sides are huge. I'll post pictures of it in the show notes. Nicholas, what did you like a little bit of heat right there, right?
Yeah, that heat like counters the saltiness and the savoriness. Perfection.
Yeah. Even to the sausage in the jambalaya, the shrimp in the jambalaya, it's cooked perfectly.
Perfectly. Now I need a nap.
You guys didn't even touch the succotash, too.
So good.
Starting to get filled up.
Marion, you did really good.
And you also have 1, 2, 3. There's 5 whole potatoes in there, and 4 more shrimp too.
And I already ate one.
I'm actually pretty impressed. You know it's good when Marion eats it.
Yeah.
Ultimate food critic right here.
So I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't know that I could even think about dessert. But we might have to just take one for the team and try it. There are 7 different items on the dessert menu. There's a brownie milkshake that has chocolate ganache, caramel popcorn, and whipped cream. A flourless chocolate cake with mascarpone and raspberry coulis, or as Giada says, mascarpone. There's a chocolate bourbon pecan tart with a bourbon ganache, candied bacon, sea salt, and a vanilla whipped cream. That might be the play right there. Never mind. A charred chocolate cake, white chocolate and cream cheese mousse, fried carrots, caramel, shortbread crumble and vanilla, a strawberry shortcake, a key lime pie, and pecan chicory espresso martini. Not for you kids. So when you see that dessert menu, boys and girls, is there anyone that jumps out at you?
So my favorite dessert of all time is strawberry shortcake because it's sweet like me, and it's just, like a lemon sponge cake, buttercream, and berries just sounds amazing.
All right, what about you, shortcake?
Well, I mean, if I wasn't as full as I am, I would go for the brownie milkshake, but I am stuffed. Like, stuffed. I just ate half of a crab. Like, pat on the back to myself.
So was there one that jumped out at you that you wanted? The brownie milkshake?
I'm a carrot cake girl, so I think I want to go.
Lewis, what do you suggest in terms of, listen, we are so fat and so full, but if you had to select one for us to share, what would it be?
Probably the chocolate bourbon pecan tart. That one by far is my personal favorite. Yeah, my son loves it as well. Brownie milkshake's another fan favorite, but that one's harder to split.
I will go, because look, we've had carrot cake before, we've done strawberry shortcake before. The chocolate bourbon pecan tart sounds like it's something unique and interesting, yeah?
Yep.
1 pecan tart and 4 forks, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So wait, don't get your grubby spoon out of that. This, again, served in sort of a small, round, cast iron skillet. This is the pecan bourbon chocolate bacon. What's Lewis? Help us out, man.
Absolutely. So our chocolate bourbon pecan tart, and it's got a bourbon ganache inside with pecans, vanilla whipped cream, and we do a little sea salt and a piece of candied Noosk bacon on top.
As if bacon wasn't good enough on its own. You collectively were like, it was an oh my gosh in the background. Ladies, Marion, you're the sweet eater of the house, so I'm going to go to you first.
As the sweet connoisseur of the whole Mongello household, I deem this, oh my god, it's so good. It's, okay, imagine like a chocolate lava cake on the bottom with literally 4 inches of whipped cream, like not even joking, 4 inches of whipped cream, like tall, with, I think this is cinnamon sugar and then some pecans on there. Oh my gosh, it looks like a chocolate lava cake. And then a full strip of candied bacon that I am going to try right now. Oh my gosh. That is candied right there. Crunchy, salty, sweet. It's perfect.
It's not obnoxiously sweet.
It's not overly sweet. That's exactly what I was going to say. When it first came out, I'm like, yikes. It looks like a giant pile of whipped cream and like super sweet chocolate on the bottom. Not at all. There's a balance between the chocolate and the nuttiness of the pecans. Look at that.
And the homemade
It's
whipped
rich.
cream on top is not.
How's the bacon? Who tasted the bacon? Of course, Marion.
It's really crispy. As I said, crunchy, salty, sweet.
I mean, give me that. I have to just... How can I not try it? As if somebody's like, we need to make bacon better. What can we do to make... I know, let's candy it. Nicholas, you got to try that.
It's almost like candied. It's almost just like plain salty. There's almost no sweetness to it, which I actually really like.
You get the sweetness, the initial taste of sweetness, and then you sort of get that rich... okay.
Yeah. So I want to add, if you add salt to something sweet, it makes it sweeter. So they look at me like I'm crazy when I put salt on my chocolate chip cookies or when I add extra salt when I make them from scratch. I promise, try it out. It helps. So I do like that the bacon, it's pretty salty. Like, really, it's pretty salty. But it is so perfect on top of this because it's sweet. It is pretty sweet, but I think the bitterness of the chocolate on the bottom. Give me my moment to shine, okay? This is the dessert. This is my time.
This is my time.
And I'm looking at the whipped cream.
It's really our time,
And
Mr.
it's literally like I thought that maybe it would be. It's like 4 inches, but there's no like cake in between. It's just pure whipped cream, like nothing
But the good stuff's on
inside.
the bottom.
Yeah,
Whipped
good
chocolate
stuff
on the bottom.
is on the bottom, and it's very crunchy with all the pecans in there.
So I'm not a sugared bacon kind of guy, and usually just like I like salty bacon. I don't like sweet bacon. That's some really good candied bacon. I'm usually just like, all right, get to the point. I want some salty, good bacon. That bacon, you get a little bit of sweetness and then pop right back to saltiness. It is such good candied bacon.
But it's, the bacon is not the star of that show. It's almost a decorative accoutrement, as it were. Marion, you're still going strong. This is right in your wheelhouse. Well, because she's a sweet eater.
This is my moment.
This is your moment. This is make it shine, honey. As they used to say in Victorious, go make it shine. I don't know how a single human being is supposed to eat all that by him or herself.
Okay, let me be real here. I do love my sweets, but sometimes you just got to have a little bit of it. And I'm very not proud of myself right now. I am so full. I just ate half of a crab, probably 3 potatoes, half of a piece of corn, and okay, bye.
Yeah, it's you almost don't want to leave it, but there's I don't know how that's supposed to be for a single person. So I think a takeaway is that be aware of the portion sizes here, and that they are large. I mean, they're definitely a lot to. There's definitely enough to share. We saw that. I think your boil is shareable. That jambalaya is easily shareable. I probably would not share the scallops if I didn't have to. If I wasn't doing the review, that was enough. I think there was 5 or so scallops on there with the Brussels sprouts. But I think the sides are very, very shareable, and as are the appetizers. And I think that's one of the things I really enjoy. Maybe is coming here, getting a bunch of different appetizers, a couple of entrees. We haven't even gotten a chance. Maybe before we go, we'll go upstairs, outside onto that third deck where there's live. We will waddle our way. Thank God there's an elevator. We will waddle our way up to the 3rd floor because it's a beautiful night in Disney Springs, overlooking the water. There's live music, the popcorn lights. There's comfortable outdoor chairs, and you can really sit around that 3rd deck in forward and aft on the boat. So there's a lot of just places that you can go with a small group of family or friends. Look, I think as a whole, in summation, Paddlefish is another sort of star in the Disney Springs lineup. It's another reason to come back, to make a special trip here. If you're looking for a dining experience outside the parks and even resorts, this is one of the places that's helping to really give Disney Springs its definition. It's another great option, whether you are a seafood person or whether we didn't even get to try anything like the steaks or anything, but I mean, jambalaya is probably not something that you would have imagined coming to Paddlefish. Going around the horn, ladies first, and Nicholas, any final thoughts?
I am filled to the brim. You can roll me out of here. It was an excellent, excellent meal. I would suggest that you absolutely share. The atmosphere is wonderful.
But you feel full, but not... Because to be clear, there's a difference between full and being like, I feel gross.
No,
like, going to Taco Bell and feeling full, you're like, oi, I want to shoot myself for doing that. But leaving here, it's a satisfied full.
Of course it is, because the food is delicious.
Okay, this is what I would like to compare it to. I came here skinny like a French fry. I leave stuffed like a baked potato. The end.
All right, I think all the people that are listening need to paddle your fish over here and get some good food at the Paddlefish boat restaurant.
At the paddle.
You paddle in, you waddle out.
You swim in, you
So I want to thank you guys for again joining me in sharing this meal. I want to thank Louis, our wonderful server, chef, for coming out. Louis, you were wonderful. Really appreciate it. We will certainly be back, and certainly we give it 4 thumbs up from the Mangello family. I want to know from you, the listener, have you tried literally the new Paddlefish? This is not your dad's Empress Lily anymore. If so, I'd love for you to leave your feedback, your comments at facebook.com/WDW Radio. Better yet, call the voicemail. Call it from Paddlefish, 407-900-9391. We're going to go and take a little lap up on the third deck, check out some of the live music. I want to thank you guys again for joining us around the table, and we will see you at our next meal.
Bye.
I need a nap.
I'm in the same. I'm not going to paddle.
I need a nap. That's all you need here. Couches, Louis? Forget it, man. It's time for our Walt Disney World Trivia Question of the Week, where I invite you to test your knowledge of Walt Disney World's history, or see how well you pay attention to the details, sometimes in what you see, sometimes in what you hear. If you think you know the answer, you can enter via our online form for a chance to win a Disney Prize package. Before we get to this week's question, we're going to go back, review last week's, and select our winner. So last week, since we were talking about the Haunted Mansion, your question for the trivia contest was about it as well, but this time you had to look or listen somewhere else to find the answer. Because in Walt Disney World, according to the Liberty Bell Riverboat spiel, why is the Haunted Mansion haunted? And first, let me thank the hundreds of you who entered, got this one correct, thanks to the many others of you who got it wrong but were very creative in your answers. But if you listen carefully the next time or the first time that you ride the Liberty Bell Riverboat, you'll hear just before you return to port in Liberty Square, the leadsman calls out one more time, and as the Liberty Bell passes the Haunted Mansion, Sam Clemens informs you that the rumor is that the Haunted Mansion is haunted because it was built on Indian burial ground. And now the mansion is filled with 999 spirits, but he doubts that's the story and thinks that the folks that told him that late night tale are the ones that are filled with 100-proof spirits. See what he did there? Anyway, I took all of the correct entries, randomly selected one, and again, you were playing for the 102 Ways to Save Money for an at Walt Disney World book, all 7 of my virtual audio walking tours of the Magic Kingdom, which you can find, by the way, on sale this week at WDWRadio.com. A WDW Radio Magic Band cover, stickers, and the new, not available in stores, WDW Radio Pop Socket for your phone. And last week's winner, randomly selected, is Lana Dreyer. So Lana, congratulations. I have your shipping address because you entered via the online form. If you played last week and didn't win, that's okay, because here's your next chance to enter in this week's Walt Disney World Trivia Challenge. So this week's question takes us from Liberty Square to New Fantasyland, specifically Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. Because in the interactive queue, you'll find an audio animatronic figure. All I need you to do is identify what is the name of the audio animatronic figure you can find in the interactive scavenger hunt laden queue for New Fantasyland's Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. You have until Sunday, August 27th to go to WDWRadio.com, click on this week's podcast, use the form there. Again, you're playing for the book, all 7 audio tours, a Magic Band cover, stickers, and a pop socket. So good luck and have fun. That's going to do it for this week's show. Thank you again so much for taking the time to tune in this and every week. I know and understand and appreciate that your time is your most valuable commodity, and the fact that you spend and share some of it with me means more than you know. As a very small way of saying thank you to you and to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of WDW Radio, everything in the WDW Radio store, all 7 of my virtual audio tours and my 102 ways to save money for and at Walt Disney World book are on sale. They're all just $10 each this week only. If you go to WDWRadio.com, you can find and instantly download them right there. Again, $10 for 10 years, just as a very small way of saying thank you to you. You can also find a link there to our logo shop where you can get WDW Radio and other Walt Disney World and Disney-related t-shirts, hats, hoodies, sweatshirts. Again, just by visiting WDWRadio.com and clicking on the shop link there. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. If you've been to Paddlefish, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments and a little review. You can go to the show notes at WDWRadio.com. Leave your comments there on Facebook or call the voicemail at 407-900-9391. Let me hear what you think of Paddlefish, or just say hello from the parks, ask a question, leave a comment about this or any other show. If you have a question you want me to answer on the show, you can email me, lou@wdwradio.com. Be sure and like the Facebook page at facebook.com/WDWRadio. Turn on notifications as I often go live. In addition to the Wednesday night shows, 7:30 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday, I also go live oftentimes from the parks. So please be sure to like and share the page and this podcast on Facebook and turn on notifications as well. You can also connect with me on social. I am at Lou Mongello on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. I also want to say a quick thanks once again to all the members, new and long time, of the WDW Radio Nation family. Thanks to all of you for the love and the friendship and the support you continue to extend to me each and every month, including some day one members like Chuck Zitta, Beatrice Feeney, Karen Ezel, Barbara Hartman, Elizabeth Marsh, Amy Peterson, and Jennifer Kaufman. I appreciate you and every one of you that is part of the nation. And if you want to not only help the show continue to go and grow, but also get exclusive rewards every month, like scavenger hunts, we have a private Facebook group, personalized Magic Band covers, logo gear, t-shirts, backpacks, monthly care packages from Walt Disney World, exclusive live video group calls every month, and more. You can visit wdwradio.com/support. And don't forget that a portion of your proceeds do go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America through our Dream Team project. Stay tuned for details about our next Meet of the Month in Walt Disney World, because as much as I love connecting with you guys and communicating with you online and via the live broadcast on Wednesday, nothing beats a handshake and a hug. Thanks to everybody again who came out to Epcot last month. Next month is going to be a little tricky because I am going on our Adventures by Disney to Shanghai, but I'm possibly looking at September 9th because it's Food and Wine Festival, of course. So maybe we'll meet up on Saturday, September 9th in Epcot. The best way to find out is make sure, again, you like the Facebook page, check the events tab there, not only about our Meets of the Month, but upcoming group events like our cruise to Alaska in 2018, a few other events that I'm getting ready to announce as well. You can also be part of the WDW Radio running team, whether you participate in, run, walk, jog, or just cheer at any of the Run Disney events. You can join the team by visiting WDWRun.com. I also do other meetups on the road as I travel to speak at conferences and schools. I'm getting ready to announce one possibly for October in the Midwest or the Far West, if I can sneak that one in as well. And if I can maybe come to speak to your business, to your school, or at your event, you can visit LouMongello.com. More importantly, if I can help you individually turn that thing that you love into that thing that you do with one-on-one mentoring or small group coaching, or my Momentum event this October 14th through the 16th in Walt Disney World. I'm about to announce the full slate of speakers in addition to Lee Cockrell, the former vice president of Walt Disney World, and Duncan Wardle, the former vice president of creativity and innovation for the entire Walt Disney Company, and other like-minded entrepreneurs who, for 2 days of presentations and, more importantly, interactive, intimate workshops, are going to really help make a real difference to help get you from where you are to where you want to be. There are now only 7 spots left, and there is only 1 spot left for our Tuesday Mastermind Again, for more information, visit LouMongello.com. Thanks as always to Mouse Fan Travel, my official and recommended travel provider. Whether you're going to World, Land, Adventures by Disney, Disney Cruise Line, or anywhere on the planet, they can give you the best possible prices, all available discounts, all at no cost to you over at mousefantravel.com. And visit Celebrations Press to subscribe to Celebrations Magazine. And finally, thank you so very much for the love and the support. And as always, my friend, and you are my friend, whether we have met yet or not, all I ask is that if you like the show, please help spread the word. Let others know about it. Tweet out that you're listening to this week's episode. Share it with your friends on Facebook, on your favorite Facebook page or group. And please take 30 seconds just to review the show in iTunes. Thanks to you, we have more than 1,300 five-star reviews. We hit number 2 overall on iTunes not too long ago. I want to thank some recent reviewers like DJNRGSO, who says, this is just magic wherever you go. Lou's awesome. Thank you. Just subscribe and ride along. Softball Girl 55 says, love the show. If you're a Disney fan, you need to listen to this program. And Charles 1111111 says, outstanding show. Lou has brought more than a podcast to iTunes. He's really developed a family of Disney fans through all kinds of weekly content here on iTunes and elsewhere. Beyond the content, he truly will do anything to help you build a brand and chase a dream any way he can. Great show, but even better community. Glad to be a part of it for so many years now. Keep up the great work. Charles, Softball Girl, DJNDRJSO, thank you and everybody else so very much. If you visit wdwradio.com/iTunes, it'll give you a link directly to how and where you can leave your review. And finally, once again, my sincerest and most humble thanks to you for allowing me to do what I do, for sharing it with you. And if there's some way that I can help you sort of pursue that passion, take that first or that next step, please let me know. Because the cost of not following your heart and not following your dream is spending the rest of your life wishing that you had. Take those first steps and always keep moving forward. I hope that this is your best week ever. So until next time, see ya.
Hey Lou, this is Mark Thompson from Beaufort, Georgia. Some of my takeaways that I enjoyed about D23, one of them was definitely the Star Wars Resort. I thought that was just absolutely brilliant. And the very first thing I thought of when they mentioned it was your idea about the all-day pirate adventure. You know, how they could set something up that's maybe, you know, on another end of the property or maybe out near the coast in Tampa or something like that, where a guest would experience being a pirate all day, every day. And they seem to have applied that to Star Wars and put it in the package of the resort. And I think that'll just be absolutely stunning. And I'm sure it's going to be very expensive, but I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And if it works, it'll be one big giant experiment. And if it works, I'm sure they'll apply it to other types of things, just like pirates or Toy Story or who knows what. So that's going to be cool. The other thing that I liked was the Mission Space restaurant. I see this as sort of a testing ground for Star Wars. You know, putting up the windows, if you will, into space and making that effect perfected. And the other thing I like about the restaurant is it's going to come out just around the same time where U.S. starts their manned missions again out at NASA. And they're going to launch the Orion ships and SpaceX and all that. So the two things will be sort of in coincident with each other, and I don't know if Disney planned that, but it'll just end up that way. And, you know, there's a whole generation of kids out there that have never experienced the space shuttle era before, and they're going to be thrown into U.S. manned missions. There's going to be a lot of excitement around that, and Disney will be well prepared to share in that enjoyment, especially with this restaurant and new stuff going on with Mission Space. So those are my favorite takeaways from D23.
Hi, Lou. This is Amanda Riles. I was calling in reference to episode 491, the collectibles episode. One of the things that I collect is figural popcorn buckets. I have the Light Up Zero bucket, Vampire Mickey, the Cinderella's Coach, Mickey Santa, a couple of others. I've even got some from Disneyland Paris. But I also collect kind of one-of-a-kind items, cast member exclusive, stuff like that. My most recent acquisition I got at a flea market in, I think, Winter Park, and it's a construction helmet from it's a hard hat from the construction of Disney World. And the woman who gave it to the guy who sold it to me had two, her own and her father's, and she remembers her father taking her to work one day and driving her across the Seven Seas Lagoon before they filled it up with water. She remembers sitting in the golf cart going across the lake. So yeah, that's my favorite. It says, I think it says Buena Vista Construction Company on the side or something like that. 1971, and it's super awesome and my favorite. So I love collecting things like that. Thanks for all the podcasts and all that good stuff. Thanks, Lou.
Hello, Lou Mangello. It's Darlene Nagy from West Seneca, New York, and I am so excited for you guys. You're almost going to be at 25 days. We are at 20 days to go to Disneyland. Shanghai is going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait to hear about all of the attractions that are different from the ones in Disney World and Disneyland, California, and DCA, because there look like there are some definite changes in those attractions than the ones in the world of Disneyland. So I'd like a full report, please, if you wouldn't mind, on Tron and Marvel and Soarin' Around the Horizon, everything, all the differences that you can find, okay? Have a wonderful, safe weekend, everyone. Stay positive, love and hugs.
Hi, Lou. This is Matt Walkler from Houston, Pennsylvania, and I was calling in reference to show number 491, the collectibles. I collect anything from Disney antiques to recent memorabilia, theme park maps, pins, you name it, I collect it. We went to the theme parks in June and really enjoyed it, and got to ride the great movie ride for the last time, and my two kids really enjoyed going there. And keep up the good work, and hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.
You've got a friend in me. Yeah.
Yeah, fist bump.
Fist bump is not in my fighting database.
No, this isn't a fighting thing. It's what people do sometimes when they're excited or pumped up.
Ba-la-la-la-la.